What a way to start back up season number 5 of the Cliff Ellis Show. Good Sunday, I'm Rich Crampanis, and Coach Ellis, we welcome you back to our family for the 5th consecutive season. And what a game on Saturday night in Charleston Southern. What a way to start this year's Cliff Ellis Show.
Well, I tell you, if this is any indication of what this league is about, what we've seen this week, the overtime games, the big shots by both teams, our fans are really in for a delight as we go through the meat of our schedule here in the next 5 or 6 weeks with a lot of games coming back. Starting next Thursday with Gardner-Webb, the team that broke our win streak last year. Just a classic ball game, Rich. It was one in which so many people hit big shots, and we'll see highlights of it. But Kierre's big 3 at the end, but Harper at the end before overtime. There's so many shots. There's not enough time to show the highlights of this one.
We better jump right into it. You're right, Coach. Let's take a look at Saturday night's action between Coastal Carolina and Charleston Southern. Now, Coach, one thing we've learned, the Big South is deeper than it's been in previous years. This Charleston Southern team is certainly one of the top 4.
There's no doubt about it. This is the best Charleston Southern team that I've seen in 5 years. But now I'm telling you, there's so many good teams. This basketball league this year will stand up with so many leagues. And when you look across at who's beating who, it's amazing.
Early on, you go into the inside with Sam McLaurin here on the reverse. And Coach, one guy we got to talk about, I think maybe the most improved guy in the conference might be John Pack here on defense.
Well, John Pack just brings it. He is really an improved player, but he has worked so hard on his game. We're really proud of what he's doing.
Danny Neiman hits the 3 here. Coastal has a 9-7 lead, but here comes Charleston Southern. Coach, they go on a run here. Kelvin Martin with the slam, 20-11. You're down 9.
Well, slow start on the road. Defense is good. Few too many turnovers. We got to get it back on defense to kind of open our offense up.
Coach, I think you did a real good job of managing that deficit and whittling it down in the last few minutes here of the second half, starting with Sam McLaurin.
Yes, Sam was a big lift for us, but we were able to get it down to 1 coming into halftime, and it was basically a draw at that point in time, even though they had outplayed us. So we want to take that momentum at the end of the first half, take it into the second half.
Great drive by Rafa here, makes it 26-23 with under a minute to go. And, wow, great hands by Sam here to grab it, and now you're down 1 at the half.
That's the key. And as we said, we regroup at halftime, talk about things we need to do. Basically led most of the second half, but we'll see some highlight plays that send it into overtime.
Okay, second half now. Anthony Rafa opens up with a pair of 3s. That puts you in front, and like you said, Coach, for about 15 minutes, it pretty much stayed a 1-possession game.
Well, we had some turnovers that cost us. We let them come back. We seized momentum, but again, both teams just playing so hard on the defensive end, getting steals, making plays. We made plays, they made plays.
Great job here by Kierre Greenwood. Watch how quickly he pushes it up the floor, knocks down a jumper. You're up 3 now at 39-36.
Well, it's going to be hard to stretch it more than that, but both teams making plays are a key.
You've got Chris Gradnago, the super talented player, coming off the bench, and he had a nice little stretch here in the second half.
He gave us some great scoring. Very proud of what he did offensively.
Gradnago hitting the 3 here. It continues to go back and forth, though, as Charleston Southern, you just couldn't shake them, Coach.
Well, you're not going to shake them at their place. We've never been able to get rid of them here. This is a tough place to play, but at the same time, again, this is the best Charleston Southern team we've faced.
All right, after the under 12 timeout here, Coach, you draw up a great play here. It results in Sam McLaurin slamming one down.
Well, we got what we wanted, and we try to go through Sam. So anytime we can do that and get it, it's a good feeling. But teams are bottling him up. It's harder to get it to him.
It seems as if each guy on this rotation took their turn getting hot, and here it was Danny Neiman's turn.
Well, he did a good job for us. He made some key buckets for us.
Check out this hoop and the foul by Danny here. Off balance, but it goes.
Well, the big play.
53-51. Coastal's got the lead by 2. Here's Gradnago. We see him. He's such a smooth shooter, but boy, he can chuck it down too.
He really can. He can make plays. Offensively, he's as good as there is.
But Harper, a guy we're going to be talking about from Charleston Southern, hits a 3 here. Bucks go up by 1 with under 7 minutes to go.
Not the last time you're going to see Harper in this highlight film.
And then one more time for Gradnago. He really got going there one more time. And boy, back and forth it goes, Coach.
Well, it's a way of seesaw battle. Seesaw battle.
Then you looks like you get a little separation here. Kierre Greenwood puts you in front 61-58. And then nice job, Danny Neiman to John Pack playing with 4 fouls. You're up 5, 63-58.
But they're not going to go away, as we'll see.
Oh, Kierre Greenwood, he'll remember this game for a long time. This one here, it hung up there, rolled around, counted and won.
And it was a great play. He made some big offensive plays. Known for his defense, but he made some big offensive plays.
And I keep talking about John Pack. Here he is playing with 4 fouls, taking a charge. That's great defense.
Big defensive stop right there. That was big.
Anthony Raffa with the basket here puts you up by 6, but Coach, here comes Charleston Southern and Mo.
Well, we turned it over a couple of times unnecessarily. One on a pass and another on a foul off the ball. Those are unforced turnovers. You don't need that down the stretch.
Kierre Greenwood goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. That opens the door. And this shot by Harper here, nothing wrong with your defense, Coach. Just a darn good shot.
Made a big shot, and big players make big plays.
70-70, we're going to overtime in Charleston in OT. Kierre Greenwood gets you right on the board with a bucket. Harper turns around and hits a 3. Charleston Southern would take a 3-point advantage in the extra session.
This is why I was proud of our team. They take the lead. It's gone into overtime. Our team's a little down from that, but they didn't quit. They hung in, played strong, aggressive basketball, and we're going to see some big plays down the stretch.
I think this play was huge. Rafa slaps that ball away, takes it, and now you're down 1.
That was big.
And then the stage is set. You call a timeout. You got 11 seconds on the shot clock. You didn't draw this one up, but it sure worked out good for Kierre.
Well, we tried to get a play, and the play didn't work. Bottom line, and Kierre just made a play. So you got to give him all the credit in the world.
Kierre Greenwood from 3 puts you up by 2. And then how about this play on the defensive end to basically seal the deal?
This was the key.
The defense by the Chanticleers, they make one more free throw. Charleston Southern has one last chance to force double overtime, but there's that Coastal D one more time.
Well, we hang our hat on our defense, and it was big for us.
80-77 is your final. Coach, I know you're going to need to catch your breath. That is as good a college basketball game as you'll see in America this weekend.
Well, I tell you, our league is good, and fans are in for a treat because there's going to be some quality basketball games coming to Coastal Carolina here in the next few weeks.
And after the game, we talked with Kierre Greenwood about hitting that huge, huge shot.
I was just trying to play within the flow, and I caught it in rhythm, and once I released it, I had that feeling that it was going to go in, and it just went in our favor.
You've done that a couple times now here at Coastal. You got that game winner against East Carolina, down in Charleston against Charlotte. I mean, where does this one rank with those two?
I might place this one at the top. But I'm comfortable at the end of the game more so than at the beginning of the game. At the end of the game, and when it's late in the clock, I just get comfort. That's my comfort zone. No pressure. Just try to make big plays.
Man, I feel like I need an IV right now, man. It was a very physical game, very long and draining game. Those guys played hard, man. I give them guys credit. It's probably one of the best Charleston Southern teams I've seen since I've been here.
Is that one of the more physical games of the season, you think?
Yeah. I mean, they're not as big inside as a lot of the other teams, but they just work hard and they force you to play defense and guard them. If not, they're a pretty good 3-point shooting team.
I'm dead. I can tell you right now, I'm dead. I mean, last game we went to overtime, and this game we went to overtime. We told each other we're not losing in overtime again, and we buckled down and played defense down the stretch, and we came out on top.
Now, Coach, not too much debate for the HCC Peak Performer, the first of the season. Got to go with Kierre Greenwood, who hit that critical 3-pointer in overtime.
Well, we don't win without him making it. He just made a play on his own, so we got to give him a lot of credit.
The Chanticleers pick up win number 11 with an 80-77 win over Charleston Southern. Time for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll look back on the first half, a great first half for Coastal basketball. You're watching the season premiere of the Cliff Ellis Show, presented by HTC and Griffin Industries.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries, a tradition in agribusiness since 1943.
Coastal Carolina University Chanticleers need to concentrate on playing their best, not worrying about what to do if an injury occurs. At Strand Orthopedic Consultants and Coastal Orthopedic Associates, we offer all our patients comprehensive orthopedic care from our team of renowned specialists. So no matter what your game, you can stay on top of it. Strand Orthopedic Consultants and Coastal Orthopedic Associates, proud to be the team physicians of the Coastal Carolina University Chanticleers and sponsors of the Coach Cliff Ellis Show.
Hello, I'm Tommy Britton. Along with my children, Case, Preston, and Mary Madison, I practice law here in Myrtle Beach. We're now known as the Britton Law Firm. And Coach Ellis and Coach LaForce, we have fine men that are leading our students at Coastal to great achievements. It's been a pleasure over the years to sponsor this program. The Britton Law Firm, all claims, trials in all courts.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Crescent Bank. The great folks at Crescent Bank are big supporters of Coastal Carolina basketball and Chanticleer athletics. Visit one of Crescent Bank's 4 Grand Strand locations in Conway, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, and Garden City. Crescent Bank. Have a nice bank. The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries. Since 1943, Griffin Industries has been partnering with restaurants to provide spent grease removal. Griffin's family-owned recycling expertise covers 18 states, including the Carolinas. Call Griffin Industries today to see how your restaurant can receive best in-class service coupled with the most attractive rebate programs in the industry. Call 800-743-7413 or visit www.griffinind.com.
Welcome back to the Cliff Ellis Show here on News Channel 15. A reminder, we'll be joining you each and every Sunday, hopefully right through March Madness, Coach. And boy, this season has already had some fantastic memories.
Well, it really has. What a great start with wins over LSU and Clemson. Then we got a great road win at Citadel, and we played 2 home conference games, we were able to get that. Then we played a tough East Carolina team and College of Charleston team. We've had a great schedule, but our guys have fought, and we're now in the crunch of the race, and it's anybody's race. We're there, but there's a lot of teams there with us.
Mark Haggard takes us back and looks back on what a great first half Coastal Carolina had on the hardwood.
On November 11th, the Chanticleers opened the season with a bang against Covenant College out of Georgia at Kimball Arena. Big John Pack finished with 12 points and 11 rebounds. It was the first double-double of his college career as CCU started their season-opening 4-game homestand with a 96-54 rout over the Covenant College Scots. On November 12th, Coastal hit the century mark in scoring, beating the Methodist Monarchs out of Fayetteville, North Carolina at Kimball Arena. The Chanticleers shot a red-hot 64% from inside the arc in the first half alone. Chris Grandigo had a game-high 23 points to lead the charge. 104-61, Coastal Carolina defeated Methodist University. On November 15th, the LSU Tigers paid a visit to Kimball before a noisy, sold-out crowd. LSU out for revenge after losing to CCU in Baton Rouge last season. Coastal was up to the challenge. Sam McLaurin dominated the inside, hauling down 16 rebounds, and Rafa had his first career double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds. 71-63, Coastal Carolina did it again, beating LSU out of the Southeastern Conference.
We knew we could win from the start. We knew all week that they were bigger and that they were deeper, but we still had the guys that can go out and do it. And we proved it here today. We went out and did it.
It's just something that you live to play for as a little kid. You dream about beating a big SEC school in your home gym, and tonight we made that happen.
On November 18th, Coastal came out on fire against Spalding University out of Kentucky. The Chants hit their first 8 shots from the field and cruised to victory. Grandigo hit all 7 of the shots he took to finish with 17 points. 87-43. CCU pounded Spalding to improve to a perfect 4-0 record. Coastal Carolina hit the road for the first time this season to play Clemson at Littlejohn Coliseum. Trailing by 1, Grandigo missed a mid-range jumper with 3 ticks left, then follows his miss with this game winner to beat the buzzer. 60-59, Coastal Carolina shocked Clemson. It was the first time in CCU history that the Chanticleers basketball program had beaten 2 major conference schools in the same season, with wins over both LSU and this one against Clemson. After Coastal suffered their first loss of the season at Florida International, the Chants opened their Big South Conference schedule on December 1st against the VMI Keydets. Rafa and Grandigo were nearly unstoppable. Rafa led the way with 23 points. Grandigo added 22, while dishing out 7 assists. Sam McLaurin scored a career-high 19 points and snagged 15 rebounds. 87-78, Coastal beat VMI for a 7th consecutive time.
I kind of knew going into the game that my size would probably bother him, so I tried to be very aggressive. And the guys found me a lot tonight, which is pretty good. Usually don't touch that many times, but I'm happy I did this game, so I appreciate it.
On December 3rd, the Liberty Flames visited Kimball. Grandigo was at it again, hitting 5 3-pointers. He finished with 23 points. With the game tied, Anthony Raffa took over, scoring 2 straight buckets, and the Chants pulled away from there. Kierre Greenwood returned to the lineup, scoring 11 points after missing 2 games with a calf strain. 78-68, CCU beat Liberty.
I usually just try to take what the defense gives me, run our offense and execute.
We were getting a little confused in the offensive end a little bit, I felt like, but you know, we were calling plays and we just kept going to them, and things have opened up. Guys were flashing, and you know, we had open shots, and you had to make open shots down the stretch, and that's what we did.
Then CCU traveled to Charleston to take on the Citadel Bulldogs. Anthony Raffa went off, tallied 28 points to set a new personal career high. The Chants shot nearly 57% from the field and were never challenged. 80-58, Coastal beat the Citadel. It was the 700th career win for head coach Cliff Ellis. Coastal ran their win streak to 4 by hammering Lynchburg back at Kimball Arena. Anthony Raffa tickled the twine for 26 to lead the way for the Chanticleers. It was also the return of Danny Neiman. He was held out of action for violating the school's code of conduct. Back on the floor, Neiman had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal in just 8 minutes of floor time. 86-61, Coastal topped Lynchburg to start the season 9-1 for the first time in school history.
I was just letting the game come to me, as I always do, and you know, my teammates were finding me in good positions, and I had an opportunity to shoot, and I shot it.
I guess the 10-day layoff, a lot of guys were a little sluggish, but I mean, second half, we picked it up a lot, so numbers showed.
Then it was off to Greenville, North Carolina. Coastal facing the East Carolina Pirates. Anthony Raffa was held to just 14 points. It was a one-sided affair. Shamar Bowden hit 5 threes on the way to a 17-point night. 76-51, East Carolina beat Coastal Carolina. 4 days later, on December 22nd, Bobby Kremen's College of Charleston Cougars came to Kimball. CCU was penalized because 2 of its players dunked during warm-ups. The Cougars made all 4 free throws to put the Chants behind 4-0 before the opening tip. Matt Sundberg hit 5 threes on the night, including this half-court buzzer beater before intermission. 77-70, the College of Charleston beat Coastal Carolina.
And thanks to a Saturday night win over Charleston Southern, Coastal Carolina is now 11-4, 4-1 in Big South play. Time for us to take a break. When we come back, it's time to meet one of the new assistants on Coach Ellis' staff, a familiar face to NBA fans. We'll talk with Mamadou Njai when the Cliff Ellis Show continues right after this.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Creek Rats, A&I Fire and Water Restoration, and Britton Law Firm.
When it comes to fire, water, and mold damage, there is only one company to call, A&I Fire and Water Restoration. A&I has been in business for nearly 4 decades and continues to win national awards for their cutting-edge technology in the field, craftsmanship, and excellent customer service. In 2010, A&I took home another Chrysalis Award and are also recipients of the Big 50 Award for Remodeling Magazine. A&I is the Grand Strand's oldest, largest, and most trusted fire and water restoration company. So when disaster strikes, you know who to call. The name to trust, A&I Fire and Water Restoration.
My HTC high-speed internet is not only crucial to my day-to-day work, but it also offers a constant connection to the world around me. News, weather, staying in touch with friends, and still catching all the things I can't get on TV. HTC delivers the fastest and most reliable connection to the things that mean the most.
Get HTC high-speed residential internet for as low as $14.95 a month with a variety of speeds available.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Locals love Creek Rats for dinner. They rave about the seafood dinner special, baskets, po' boys, wraps, and burgers. But when you experience those incredible waterfront views, you get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude. On the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet and on Celebration Lake in Florence.
The inside story is right at your fingertips. News Channel 15 is on Facebook and Twitter. Unlimited access, a conversation involving you, insights, comments, a connection. Follow News Channel 15 on Facebook and Twitter. Your news, your station.
He is the first one you'd notice at the gym. That's because he stands 7 feet tall. His name is Mamadou Njai, and he's not a player, he's an assistant coach at CCU.
He's tall. I don't know if there's any other 7-foot coaches, are they, Mamadou?
I don't know.
I know. John Thompson was a 7-foot head coach. I know that. And,
I need to Google it.
But you say you can take on Sam McLaurin or any of the big men on the team right now. You can still take them to the hole.
Anytime, anywhere. You let me know.
Okay. Njai was born in Senegal. He played for Cliff Ellis at Auburn, where he broke Charles Barkley's school record for block shots. Njai says he has a special relationship with Coach Ellis, first as a player, now as an assistant coach at Coastal Carolina.
We kept in a very good touch. So when I stopped playing, he knew of my intention of coaching. So when the opportunity arose, he gave me the opportunity to come here and coach.
Njai works closely with CCU's inside players like John Pack and Sam McLaurin.
Yes, that's one of my responsibilities. I work a lot with them. Try to watch them closely on offense and defense, and also help them with the opponent. Also I just try to help the team in all the other aspects. But one of my responsibilities is try to focus on the bigs.
Njai says coaching is what he wants to do right now. He says Coach Ellis is teaching him how to work with players to maximize their talents.
He means everything, basketball-wise, because he helped me a lot. Because I just played, a couple of years before, being under him. So for those 4 years, basically, he was the one who gave me, all the pillars, to develop to be a good post player.
Njai was a first-round NBA draft pick by the Denver Nuggets in 2000. He played for 4 different NBA teams. But that's in the past. He's Coach Njai now.
The NBA was, is a top league, and I was very fortunate, to be able to play there. But definitely, the group of guys that we have are very good listeners. They listen to, the whole coaching staff, But the best teacher, is Coach Ellis. He's a Hall of Famer, and all of us are learning, under him, players and coach alike.
I love this guy like he's my son. He is going to be one of the great coaches down the line to coach this game as he was a player. We're very fortunate to have this young man at Coastal Carolina University, and I'm proud to have him on the bench with me.
Time to step away. When we come back, it's Chants Corner. The coach goes one-on-one with Kierre Greenwood. That's when we return.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by HTC, Crescent Bank, Have a Nice Bank, Coastal Orthopedic, Strand Orthopedic, and Chanticleer Holdings.
Come get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet and overlooking Celebration Lake on South Cashua in Florence.
HTC Home Security offers me the comfort of knowing I'm safe at night. I count on the monitoring services to safeguard my family and my belongings. HTC offers the peace of mind and protection I need for the things that matter the most.
Bundle your HTC home phone with your existing security equipment for one low price. Switch to HTC Security Monitoring and start saving today.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Morning news is more than just recapping the news from the night before.
It's important to fill you in, to keep you informed, and help you kickstart your day.
My goal for the morning show is to make it the one place where viewers can go and feel comfortable that they're going to get all the up-to-date information about weather, about news, and about the stories that are going to impact their lives.
Let's go, let's get the day started, and don't even think about hitting that snooze button.
Start your day with Good Morning Carolinas, only on News Channel 15. Your news, your station.
We're here today on Chants Corner with Kierre Greenwood from Cincinnati, Ohio. He's been our point guard for 3 straight years, and he certainly made a name around the Chanticleer Nation, and we're glad to have him today. Who were the biggest influences in your life growing up?
The biggest influences in my life, I have to say, both my parents, my mom and my dad, they both worked hard to raise me and my brother, and I love them to death. Those are my biggest influence in my life.
And they're always here for you, aren't they? What do you like most about Coastal Carolina?
What I like most, I like the environment, the weather's usually nice all year round. It's not like home in Cincinnati where it gets real cold. I like the people, the environment, just a lot of energy, just a positive place to be.
What's your favorite memory as a Chanticleer?
Favorite memory, it would have to be my freshman year when we won the regular season Big South Championship. Coastal hadn't won in a while, and
hadn't won in a long time. Hadn't won, period, really.
Yes,
and you were a big key as a freshman. That was an awesome challenge, and you really stepped up to the plate along with your teammates. What would be the biggest thing that people might be surprised to know about Kierre Greenwood?
The biggest thing they might be surprised, I actually talk more than I look off the court. I'm kind of social with the team. But if you look at me on the court, you might think I'm more timid and laid back, which I am, but I do talk more so off the court than on the court.
All-conference guard, Kierre Greenwood, Cincinnati, Ohio. He's a junior, and he's been a big part of the Chanticleer rise to fame on the hardwood.
Coach, really enjoy you spending time with the kids in Chants Corner this year. Kierre Greenwood, the big hero now. Time for our HTC scouting report. Pair of home games Thursday, Saturday, starting with Gardner-Webb.
Well, first of all, we need a good crowd. We need to start getting into it. It's been a long time since seems like a long time since we've played back home. This will be the first time in 2012, but it's been 2 or 3 weeks, and we need to get that energy going. We're in the crunch of the race, as I said earlier, and it's going to be important to come after this game. Gardner-Webb team who took Wake Forest last week to the wire. Wake Forest having a great win against Virginia Tech, but Gardner-Webb, they came in and broke our streak, so we know that they're a very capable basketball team.
And then on Saturday, Presbyterian comes to Kimball Arena. You know, we're talking a lot about Campbell and Charleston Southern and Nashville. Presbyterian's another good team in this league.
Well, I'm going to say one word. Presbyterian goes to Cincinnati and wins on the road. Need to say more. Again, I'm going to tell our people, when we play a conference game, it's going to be an absolute battle. I mean, absolute battle. There are so many good teams. I've been around this game a long time. This league is very, very good.
I would agree, Coach. Congratulations on a hard-fought win here at Charleston Southern, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
For Coach Cliff Ellis, I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next Sunday with the highlights from Gardner-Webb and Presbyterian right here on the Cliff Ellis Show.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Bonnie Plants. Our roots run deep.
Hello, I'm Cliff Ellis, and these are peat pots from Bonnie Plants. Bonnie Plants is where I like to go. When you get ready to garden this spring, you need to buy Bonnie Plants. They're the only ones in these 100% biodegradable peat pots. They encourage healthy root development, and they're so easy to plant. Just tear off the bottom half of the pot and the recyclable label, and they're ready to go in the ground. I want to thank Bonnie Plants for being a supporter of the Cliff Ellis Basketball Show. The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries. Since 1943, Griffin Industries has been partnering with restaurants to provide spent grease removal. Griffin's family-owned recycling expertise covers 18 states, including the Carolinas. Call Griffin Industries today to see how your restaurant can receive best in-class service coupled with the most attractive rebate programs in the industry. Call 800-743-7413 or visit www.griffinInd.com.